Oh, hi there. This show is a monolith of game show television, a multi-generational empire beloved by viewers young and old across a 47-season, 8,000-plus episode run that still continues to this day. Winner of 39 Emmys, a Peabody, often ranked as the best game show of all time, one of the most recognizable music cues in pop culture, and perhaps TV's most iconic host. I am, of course, talking about Jeopardy! But with the show as long-running as Jeopardy, first airing in 1964, in an era where TV footage was often scrapped, it's no wonder that Jeopardy has episodes that did air, viewed by thousands if not millions, that have since gone missing. But there is one that never made its way to TV. Jeopardy as a whole, and in turn this unseen episode, came as a result of what might be the darkest era in game show history. During the 50s, the quiz show format was embroiled in a massive scandal where it was proven that some of the genre's biggest games were rigged. Things got so out of hand that Congress and eventually President Eisenhower had to get involved to form new legislation to make the act of rigging game shows illegal. Despite new laws, the general public became disenfranchised with the format, and the quiz show genre virtually disappeared. But it wouldn't be that way forever. In the 60s, Julianne Wright and her then husband, media mogul Merv Griffin, came up with an idea where they flipped the script. A quiz show that gives the contestants the answers, and they have to come up with the question. By this time, Merv Griffin was an established game show host and had enough pull at NBC to make this show a reality. On March 5th, 1964, announced by Don Pardo and hosted by Art Fleming, NBC filmed the first episode of Jeopardy! Featuring Grace Miller, Jesse Bigelow, and Dolores Green as the contestants, with Grace being crowned the winner. According to Merv, NBC picked up the show without ever seeing the pilot, being sold on the premise alone. Though I do have to admit I'm not able to find a reliable source for this quote.
This term for a long-handled gardening tool can also mean an immoral pleasure seeker. Ken.
What's a hoe?
No.
A few weeks later, on March 30th, 1964, Jeopardy! Made its television debut with a newly filmed episode, retaining Don Pardo and Art Fleming from the test episode, who would hold their posts for the entire first iteration of Jeopardy! Until 1979. The show would ultimately be revived in 1984, becoming the television staple we know today, hosted for 36 years by Alex Trebek until his passing in 2020, and announced by Johnny Gilbert, who is still doing it today at age 93. Despite Jeopardy's continued popularity, the show's true first episode remained elusive. Now, oftentimes in the cases of episodes this old that have still not surfaced, it can be assumed there's a good reason. Maybe the film was deteriorated, making it unwatchable, the network misplaced it, or even disposed of it, something that was fairly common with older TV shows. But in 2002, 38 years after its filming, the public would get their first look at Jeopardy's lost pilot. On May 15th, 2002, as part of the show's 4,000th episode. Can we take a second just to admire that the show had its 4,000th episode 20 years ago and is still going? Absolutely insane. In this episode, we would get a 24-second clip of the first round from the lost episode. And the film was actually in pretty good condition, showing that NBC still retained at least some of the episode. And based on the condition of the footage, it was properly stored, meaning that if the rest of it wasn't discarded, they might have more. And this was proven in the following years, where more of the unaired pilot would find its way to TV. The same clip from 2002 was shown in a 2004 Nightline report, but with a few additional seconds. The following year, Sony released a 5-episode Jeopardy! DVD, where the special features showed off 3 clips from the pilot. We wouldn't see any more of it until a decade later, when in 2017, as part of NBC's 90th anniversary, a brief clip was shown. And the intro to the show's 38th season contained a small clip of the pilot. But these fleeting glimpses into the episode that began one of television's longest running programs were all we had. Until Jeopardy! Dropped a bomb. Seemingly out of nowhere, on March 23rd, 2022, Jeopardy's official YouTube channel announced that its elusive, unaired pilot would be uploaded to YouTube, just a week later on March 30th, 58 years after its filming in 1964. With one catch, on April 6th, the episode would be removed, meaning that by the time you're watching this video, just as quickly as the episode was found, it is again lost. But not really. Jeopardy's lost pilot has been preserved by numerous archive groups, safeguarding this piece of television history. But like so many other pieces of lost media, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Lost media seems to be a never-ending search. There's always something left to be found. Jeopardy still has possibly hundreds of lost episodes from its early days, some of which may be in the possession of the network, archive groups, or perhaps lost forever, including the infamous Barbara Lowe episodes, whose 5-day run on Jeopardy still remains partially lost since its premiere in the 80s. But it looks like we may be at the mercy of NBC executives, waiting for the day they decide to grace us with another of Jeopardy's lost episodes. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, you might like my video on popular TV shows with lost episodes. If you've already liked the video and subscribed to the channel and want to support me even more, consider joining me on Patreon, where I post behind the scenes content, exclusive videos, and more. This is Mike with All Things Lost. See you soon.